Action.
Right, so my film title is My Dear, and I'm Emily Corte. So the outline is basically two young people, Elizabeth and John, fall in love. However, Elizabeth is already engaged, meaning they can't get together. It's 7 minutes long and it is set in a modern day time, but is an old-fashioned story. So Romeo and Juliet, think of it that way. Right, so Elizabeth and John meet each other at Elizabeth's house. She's having a party and he was like a servant, so he was like a bartender. However, Edward is there, and yeah, he finds out that that them two are meeting, and makes their lives really hard. So sort of tells her father. We find out that they're actually bankrupt. Elizabeth's family, they were really rich, but now they're bankrupt, and that's why her father really wants to get married to Edward. And then at the end, John tries to get with Elizabeth. Her father denies him, and then he kills himself. And then at the end, after he's killed himself, he leaves a note for her to find him, because there's this secret place that they go to by an apple tree with a swing, and he hangs himself with the rope of the swing, and she then hangs herself after that. So they're both just swaying. So my inspirations obviously are Romeo and Juliet and Pride and Prejudice. It is sort of based, the romantic part is sort of based on a true story. Like, my grandparents got married, but my grandma's dad never accepted it because she was meant to marry this guy who had this massive farm, and my granddad didn't have anything. And in them days, that's what you needed, land. It's got a heartbreaking ending, and I just really enjoy these films. I've cut off something. Hold on.
It says that it's a genre film that's always popular.
Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, it's always popular sort of film. It is a popular film because, romance and love never goes out of fashion. The theme is tragedy. The definition of it is actually it is excitement and mystery, that's what love is. But then it can when it's tragedy, it can create confusion and suffering, and it can be caused by a serious accident. My story are two young lovers having excitement among each other. However, there's an obstacle, which is Edward, obviously. It will be filmed, it'll be set in Elizabeth's house, so in quite a big manner, and then I will obviously find a location with a tree and just hang the rope on it. I will just be looking at full coverage. I will show their lives, sort of cut up at the start, to sort of show the difference between them, and then it'll just be sort of a dark ending, but quite gloomy colours, and then all the way through it'll be quite bright and happy. And then the challenges are that I can't romanticise the death. The death has to be sort of black and white, can't be in colour. It sort of needs to show, what weaknesses, what obstacles they've had to go through. And yeah, because the story is set in a modern day, it's sort of hard to show, because in olden days, like Romeo and Juliet, they sort of tell each other they love each other straight away. Now they don't. Now we wait and wait and wait and wait. So yeah, that's a challenge that I'm going to be facing. And then that's it. Any questions?
How long is it again, altogether?
It'll probably be about 6-7 minutes.
6 minutes. And how many locations in the set?
2.
2.
But I'm going to try and find, because I want to go in a big manner, so I can see the outside and everything. hopefully on the grounds it will have a big tree where I can just hang the ropes on. So hopefully it could be just one location.
And you reckon you've got the ability of filming that, and obviously it being safe for people to be slightly hung on a tree?
Possibly not. I've not really looked into that, but I think there is ways around it.
You can use like lodge something in between the ropes so it
Yeah.
doesn't actually cut off in here.
Yeah. Or paddle or something.
And how many characters was there altogether?
Yeah, it's like a
There's
harness.
4 altogether, 2 main characters, one that's sort of, he comes in and out. We know who he is, we get to know him a bit, but we're not really interested in him. And the father, which is somebody who just...
So no
comes in.
extras or anything?
No, just that. Well, there'll be extras in the party.
In the party, yeah, there we go.
At the start of it. And that's it.
What type of costumes and stuff would the characters be like?
It'll be sort of now, sort of what we wear now, sort of a bit more like ball gownish though. Like still like, it wouldn't be like street clothing. Like it wouldn't be what I'm wearing now or anybody else is wearing now. It's sort of tucks and stuff like that. But it won't be like old fashioned clothes.
So it's like sophisticated modern.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was going to say, you said modern. In your mind, is there a specific date? Do you have like a date when this is set, like 20th century or 21st, or is it even
Well,
ending of the 19th?
before I wanted it to be quite old, so
Uh-huh.
sort of like Romeo and Juliet time,
Yeah.
where they wore those massive gowns and then men wore skirts or whatever they wore. But now I sort of want it to look more like suit and tie, really smart. Girls in like really long ball gowns and like really nice hairdos and stuff. That kind of look. But I wanted it to be older. But the language is really hard to like write up and actually find out about because like nobody's alive from then.
So these like kind of like a middle upper class
Yeah.
kind of setting.
He isn't. John isn't.
He isn't.
Elizabeth is.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, that's nice.
So in your story, at the end they both die,
Yeah.
and then you have the classic tragedy. Did you do that because you wanted to be like that, or because that was the way it was the story from the beginning?
No, I think it went that way because, like, when Elizabeth goes and finds him hanging on the tree, she reads the note and she's sort of hysterically crying and she's like screaming. So like her father and Edward hear her, so they run over, but she hangs herself before they get there to prove a point.
I think what Miguel's asking is, did you want them both to die originally?
Yeah,
That was always the plan.
yeah, I want them to die.
Like that was like.
Yeah.
Okay.
They wanted to sort of prove a point. If they can't be with each other, they don't want to be with anybody else.
Would you like have some like symbolism of, like to the tree, for example? Maybe you're supposed to like get married or underneath or something.
Pardon?
Would you like be able to fit stuff in there, like add some symbolism into the tree? Like maybe it's there for a reason. Is that not possible?
Well, the first time, my script actually says at the start that when they actually meet, Elizabeth asks him to go and meet up after the party because he was just going to leave, he'd finished his shift. And she invited him back and said, meet me here, we'll have a conversation sort of thing. And then he went back and that's when they start thinking, we might get together now, let's see where this goes. And that's where feelings start coming out and that's when they find out that Elizabeth actually is engaged.
How do you plan on showing this such strong feelings in such a short time period?
Because it's going to be very short snippets of it, seeing how like this sort of, because Edward follows them and like knows their every move pretty much. He stops them from seeing each other, but then they still see each other because like if you want to see somebody, you still will go whether somebody says no or yeah. Do you know what I mean?
So you're going to show like a series of time but condensed?
Yeah.
Right.
What accents are they going to use?
She's going to have quite a posh accent, so sort of London accent, and he's going to sort of be Manchester. Just to sort of show the difference, because people from London, the general side are, they're all rich. They all live in Chelsea, they've all got money.
here, a lot of people think none of them have got money, they're all coming from the council estate. That's the difference. That's the general stereotype of it. London, there's money, here there's nothing. And that's why I thought, he comes from nothing, she comes from everything, just do those two accents.
Yeah.
It is very stereotypical. No?
No?
It is.
Why does the people out there compared to London?
What
No,
about
but
Yorkshire?
what I'm saying is, people from London, their accent is a Queen's accent. Yeah? Here, they haven't got that. You speak like a commoner.
No, but it was not.
Yeah?
Very good.